Hi, everyone. It is Janet with Cape Breton Originals with Imogen and Brandon. So you are watching Valentine's Trivia on Rogers TV, Facebook, and YouTube Live with Janet Dermody at Cape Breton Originals. Me here at Cape Breton Originals. I showcase Cape Breton places, animals, politics, everything in between. So you can check us out, see if you're into our background. If you're looking at the background, that is just a portion of some of the snow that we've gotten here in Cape Breton. It's been a crazy week on this island. And Imogen, tell us a little bit what's going on in your part of the world. And you.
Oh boy, it was sunny and warm today, and there were people out in shorts. Sorry, rest of Canada, it's tropical here.
Snowballs for Imogen.
I wish I was
snowballs.
Right. See, I wish I was kidding and just being a jerk. I mean, I'm not kidding and I'm being a jerk. It was warm. It was sunny. It was a little bit chilly in parts, but it was warm and sunny and weirdly kind of extra springy. We were Februarying so hard today. It was great.
Oh, well, it's been absolutely the opposite of that here. And how about you, Brandon? You able to talk?
Oh, hold on. 2 seconds. 2 seconds.
No.
Brandon,
I will give you no seconds.
He is. Hey guys, hey Shane. Brandon's one of the few people who didn't lose their job with a Bell radio station. Yay, go Brandon for holding your job. Okay, tell us about yourself.
I work at Stingray.
That's why.
Yeah. I am Brandon Houck. I am the wild radio guy that lives in Brooks, Alberta, and I am the weather specialist here. And I do a radio show, and I do. What do I do? Oh yes, I produce the Brooks Bandit Talkie, which is now part of the BCHL. So we cannot wait to see you at the Victoria Grizzlies next year.
Yay! Hey, Shelley. All right, tell us, you didn't really tell us anything about yourself, Imogen. Tell us what your fantastic things are, which are plenty.
I am just a colorful weirdo. I'm actually prepping for the Fashion Splash 2024 fashion show coming up next week. Last night I went to an awesome mixer and got to hang out with an entire tribe of models and designers, and it was a lot of fun because I don't do that every day. Well, not every day, but every other week. But it's still fun every time because it is an industry I absolutely love. But the Fashion Splash fashion show is actually a fundraiser for the Women's Transition House, which is a wonderful charity. So I'm just been butt deep in that, just waiting around doing all sorts of prep and whatnot for that. So that's sort of my thing this week, and then next week after the show it'll be something different. So there you go.
Well, you like to keep us on our toes, that's for sure. I gotta say, the weather's been keeping Cape Breton Island on its toes there this week. We've been people have been encapsulated in their homes. We've been in a frozen ice tundra. We had 3 days of snow, 60 inches. It was 150 centimeters. And there are still people in their homes in Cape Breton that can't get out. We are in ice crypts. I just got out yesterday. I got my own freedom, thank God. But we're having houses, the roofs are collapsing, the windows are coming through. We have a senior citizens residence right now that was evacuated with 60 residents tonight. So Cape Breton is still in a lot of danger, and I just doing this show, I have so much emotion in me right now because it was just such a crazy week to be in snow prison, to be honest with you. And so, that was a lot to get out. And with that off my chest, Imogen, why don't you start the show tonight?
Absolutely. Let's warm it up with some Valentine's Day goodness. Sexiest of all the holidays. Okay, other than Halloween. Just going to throw it out there. Halloween is my Christmas. It is my everything. So naturally, my Valentine's gets a little Halloween-ish. I'll give you updates after the fact. So, which famous structure was built in honor of love and loyalty? Was it A, the Taj Mahal? Was it B, Prasad-in-Firmai? Was it C, the Washington Monument? Or D, Mirabelle Palace?
Geez, I was thinking it was Cupid, and it was none of those. Let's go with the palace. Sounds royal-like. What do you think, Brandon?
Oh, I'll go with the palace.
Maggie, hi.
It doesn't get more romantic than a palace. And Maggie at home is saying Taj Mahal. Shane's laughing. Thank you, Shane. All right, the options one more time are the Taj Mahal, the Prasad Hind Famai, the Washington Monument, or Mirabelle Palace. Well,
Yeah, I'm still
the
going
correct
with that.
answer is, in fact, the correct answer is A, the Taj Mahal. After the death of his wife in 1631, Emperor Shah Jahan constructed a beautiful mausoleum in her memory. The building actually holds their tombs. They're buried together in the Taj Mahal. How awesome
Wow.
is that?
That is pretty awesome.
Anyone know that?
Thanks, Shane. Look, always having a good laugh with us, guys. Well, that's nice to hear. We love that. Okay, so Brandon, you want to hit us up before you hit a commercial segment?
Okay. All right. We'll hit you up here. Here we go. So Cupid has what name in Greek mythology? Is it A, Eros, B, Venus, C, Psyche, or D, Sweetheart?
I can't answer. I saw the answer on the other thing. So, guys, this one's up to you guys and Imogen. Mark says Eros.
Yeah,
Thanks
Eros is a good one. Yeah, that's a good option. What were the options again?
Shelley says Eros.
Venus, Psyche, or Sweetheart?
Ooh.
Okay,
I do not like
Eros,
Psyche.
Venus, Psyche.
Maggie has no idea.
You know what? Venus is a good. It's for me. It's a toss up between Eros or Venus. You know what? I'm just gonna go against the grade and say Venus.
Ooh.
Our players at home are saying Eros. I'm going Venus.
Yeah, Eros was the popular answer. What's the answer, Brandon?
The answer was Eros.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who even heard of Eros? Like, come on.
Damn it! I should have zagged.
We would have gave it to you anyways. You got it right, Shelley. All right, so I guess it's my turn. So in Roman mythology, Cupid is the son of who? Who is Cupid's dad? I'm not having multiple choice because my trivia wasn't having it. So it's straight up guessing. You either know it or you don't. Mm-hmm.
You know what?
It's
Zeus
stinker trivia.
fathered everyone.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, Zeus fathered.
So he was a busy bee.
He was prolific. He got around, but so did Hercules, who was the son of Zeus. Hercules got around, and in Greece, there are a whole lot of cities that have the claim of having been founded by children of Hercules, because amongst his Herculean feats, fertility was on the list. So,
is that what they called it back then? Well, Cape Breton's full of fertility people.
Herculean fertility, but the father of I'm gonna say it's Zeus. That's
Zeus?
who I'm going with.
Okay. So what do you think it is, Brendan? You got a guess for us?
I'm gonna go Zeus.
Zeus for also Brendan. All right, guys. Mars says Shelley because she's not sure. Anybody else got any guesses? Any guesses coming from anybody else? In Roman mythology.
From Mars, then that would make sense.
I know it would. It's a good analogy there. So the answer is Venus. The answer you had for your last question was the answer for this question, Imogen. So close. You missed it by that much. Mm-hmm. Well,
Venus was a dude. Okay.
Yeah. Cupid is the son of who?
I think of Venus as being a more feminine name.
I also thought the same thing.
It didn't say. I was thinking father.
Enough.
I was okay. I was thinking the wording. I was thinking father. I was thinking Zeus is the father.
Mm-hmm. Right.
But okay.
Not the mother.
No, just parent. Yeah.
We both fell off of that one. Duh.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Back to you, Imogen.
That's embarrassing. All right. When is the oldest love poem known to be dated from? What is the date of the oldest known love poem? Was it 2031 BCE, 1144 BCE, 1369 AD, or 1522 AD?
Oh, I love the double. I've got to go 1522 just because, well, it sounds good. I like double digits, and there's a pair of them.
I'll go 15.
There are. So 2031. Yeah, so 2031 BCE, 1144 BCE, 1369 AD, or 1522 AD.
All right, we've got a couple of people going with the couple of pairs. So Maggie's saying, Shelly said 1144 BC. Maggie said 1522 BC. Brandon said 1522 BC. And I also said 1522 BC. But what is the correct answer? Did any of us get it?
The correct answer is A, 2031 BCE. It is from the time of the Sumerians. The poem, written on a clay tablet, was found in modern-day Iraq. When it was found, the cuneiform tablet was of the poem titled "The Love Song for Shusin." It was taken to the Istanbul Museum in Turkey, where it was stored in a drawer, untranslated and unknown, until 1951, when a well-known Sumerologist, Samuel Noah Kramer, came across it while translating ancient texts. So just a guy who was very specialized in Sumerian artifacts. While he was digging around and doing translations, he came across this clay tablet and discovered that that's what it was. And to date, this is the oldest known love poem in written history.
No shame.
Kind of curious what it actually says.
Cool. Very cool indeed. So Shane wanted to know if that was a tattoo on your neck there, Imogen. And I'm assuming it is not. It is jewelry, yes?
I'm wearing, I do not have a visible, I have a tattoo on the back of my neck, but it's not visible from here. I also have a tattoo inside my lip. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, no one ever looks at that part of me.
Well, look who's on the show tonight again. It has been, it's been a time there. Well, how's Trevor doing tonight?
I'm okay. How are you?
Oh,
Trevor's not on my screen yet.
We're just digging through the snow here, Trevor. Just trying to survive on Cape Breton Island at this point.
I was on another show. I was on the Tom Gully show, talking to Tom Likas, and then I was talking to a couple of fat guys in Maine.
Oh.
They were cooking meatball sandwiches.
Well, I think that's a yummy sandwich. I do love me a good meatball sub. Oh. He had bad internet. I don't know where he managed to fly off to or come out of, but he's gone. He came in and left as quick as he came. He was gone. He took the meatball UFO and he skedaddled. All right.
So you can't go wrong with that.
No. I mean, a meatball, you can put a meatball with sauce, a meatball with cheese, a meatball by itself, a meatball with salt and pepper. There's the 50 ways to eat a meatball. Now, anyhow, where were we? Who's on first?
What's on second? One of the greatest comedy bits ever. Just a little detour for a moment. I actually have the Abbott. I think it's Abbott and Costello did who's on first. I have that on vinyl, like as a record, like a full size 33, in like an original pressing of it. It's my record player it barely works. Like the needles are just really bad to be replaced. But I actually have an original recording of who's on first. And anytime I get to play it, it's a classic.
Hey, Trevor, I'm doing great. How much rain did Trevor get?
How much rain did Trevor get? Well, how much shoveling did Trevor do with that rain?
We haven't shoveled anything yet. There's no rain.
That's what I'm talking about.
What about the last weekend? How much rain you had? You had so much rain.
We had some rain. It wasn't that bad. I don't have any leaks. You want to see? See? There's no leaks.
And Trevor, you're in Riverside, California.
Trevor, I don't know.
Hey, Emma J.
Hi.
Wait a minute, Frankie. Hold on. I know Emma Jean has to do the show. I want Emma Jean to do the show. She didn't get a chance last time.
And did you hear about that? When is the last time Indonesia had an earthquake? 9.0 greater magnitude.
Those Indonesians.
On Valentine's Day last year.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the Megatron earthquake in Indonesia, December 26, 2004.
But Frank, you have to listen to Emma Jean. She has a lot to say.
Yeah.
Let her
I
talk.
just asked my Valentine's question. We just had our thing. Okay, Frankie and Trevor, do either of you have a trivia question about Valentine's Day? That is the theme of the show tonight, is Valentine's Day.
Valentine's Day is a tradition, like your family or couple and things like this.
Things like what?
It is.
So you get Valentine candy and things like this, like chocolates.
I've got a
That's right.
question. You ever heard of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? Who
I
was the
said
guy
yes,
who
all
led
of it.
who was the guy who led it? Who did Al
Must be
Capone?
some
That'd
guy.
be Al Capone.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
was led by Al Capone, and it was the way that it was the execution of the whole thing was that Al Capone's gang dressed as police officers, and they went into the other team's headquarters. Just as police officers, they staged it to be a raid. They lined everyone up against the wall and opened fire. St. Valentine's Day
Hey,
Massacre.
Brandon, do you have a question?
Me. I have a trivia
Yeah,
question.
give me one.
All right. What country has a holiday on the 14th of February every month? Every month. On the 14th.
Frankie, you know?
Must have been somewhere in the other side of the world.
I agree.
Janet knows. Janet, you know?
No,
Okay.
he dropped me at every month.
Every
I'm
month.
Somewhere in
gonna
Asia.
say, I'm gonna say Australia. How about Australia?
I'll go Japan.
What do you think, Frankie?
Must be Japan somewhere.
Every month.
Is it a country?
Yep, is the country.
Yeah. It's St. Patrick's holiday. It's St. Patrick's Day, a holiday in Ireland.
It is.
Is that?
That means everything's closed in Ireland on that day.
How about Brazil?
Mm.
And when is their Independence Day? When is Brazil's Independence Day?
Okay.
Mm.
What does Janet think?
22nd.
So what's the answer on that one?
July 13th.
The answer is South Korea.
Oh my God, Frankie, we
South
missed it by
Korea.
this much. We were closer than the rest of them, Frankie. Go Cape Breton. Yeah, if we were playing horseshoe trivia, we would have nailed it, Frankie. All right. So is it my question now?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right.
Prince Dom Badro declared Brazil's independence from Portugal, founding the Empire of Brazil, which led to a 2-year war of independence, September 7th, 1822.
That's a long time ago.
Awesome.
I wasn't around back then, thank goodness. Because the dresses back then probably would have killed me today.
When is the
All right.
last time? And when is the last time the Olympics had foreign spectators?
Foreign spectators? Isn't that every time?
The last
Like-
one.
2018 must be 2016 Summer Olympics and
Right.
2018 Winter Olympics.
I thought it was every
Very
year, every
cool.
Olympic. Shane's speechless.
Right?
When is the last time Winter Olympics had spectators from all over the world? Must be 2018 Winter Olympics.
Ooh,
Right.
I agree. All right, so this one should be this one's kind of tricky. Sweethearts, you know, we've all had one of those candies, that's sweetheart candies. They have a little message on them, and you know, we had them when we were kids. So Sweethearts production was temporarily suspended in which year? What year do you think? And they started in 1901. So between now and 1901, Sweethearts candy had a production year stoppage. Which one was it?
Sometime
How
in the
many years?
1800s.
100 years to think about?
Over 100.
Over 100 years. I'll pick any year. How about 1968?
All right, 1968 for Trevor. What do you think, guys? Between now and 1901, when did Sweethearts production candy have temporary suspended? Which year?
I'm going to go 1940.
1940? Okay. No right answers yet. What do you think,
I
Frankie?
kind of want to say.
Must be something in the 50s.
In the 50s? Okay. Got Frankie's guess. What do you think, Imogen?
I'm going to say that it actually stopped in 1905 and has not resumed production because those candies taste like they were made then. So even though it hasn't resumed, it's qualified as temporary. So I'm going to say 1905, and we're still working our way through that first batch, through that first short span of production, and they're hopeful that production will resume, because then they can say that it was only a temporary thing, even though it's been over 100 years.
Did you hear
Just a long time.
So Mark says 1929. Shane says 1990. The actual.
Did you hear?
Oh, go ahead, Frankie.
See you soon. Bye now.
All right. Okay. So Frankie comes as quick as he goes. And all right. So the answer.
He Kool-Aid Man's in, and then
I'm surprised she's never got this one. It was 2019.
Ooh.
Yeah. Hearing that year, what comes to mind hearing that year? Why?
Yep, should have seen it.
Yeah, I know. And me seeing the answer, I could see it was like, oh, that makes complete sense. But for you guys, with such a big, huge gap between guessing the years, it was a hard guess. Yeah, sorry, guys. I like that. All right, back to you. I don't know, is it you or Brendan, Imogen?
Okay. I'll go. Okay. So, it should come as absolutely no surprise that the St. Valentine's Day Massacre was an area that I went down the rabbit hole of. So Trevor bringing that up it just warmed my heart so much. I think I felt an actual human movement in my chest cavity. So, okay. So, of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, Trevor had asked the question of who led it. Now, given that we all have a certain association with that name, I'm just going to skip right over the next question that I had here. I'm going to go right to this. Who is the intended target of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre? Was it Jack McGurn, Al Capone, the throwaway answer, George Bugs Moran, or Frankie Yale?
Well, Al Capone's the only one I recognize out of that whole slew of names. So, was he a keeper or he was a tosser? I can't remember. I'll guess him. And either way, I have no idea. What do you think, Brendan?
Oh.
Either or. I might just be a left turn on that one.
I'm going to go D.
The options again. Jack
Really?
McGurn.
You said D, same as Shane
You're going
said D.
Frankie Yale. Jack McGurn, Al Capone, George Bugs Moran, and Frankie Yale were the options for the intended target of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre. Well, the intended target, so Al Capone went into the garage with his gangsters all dressed up as cops. They staged this big dramatic raid because, hey, this is what you do at the time when you've got nothing but fashion going on. You dress as cops, you go in undercover as actual gangsters, where it's normally the other way around. There's so much artistry to this. So they go in. They enter the garage at 2122 North Clark Street, and this is the headquarters of rival gang led by George Bugsy Moran. So lined up all their opponents against the wall and shot them all in cold blood. So the intended target was George Bugs Moran. He ran the rival gang that Al Capone was looking to take away. Looking to thin out the competition. You know the name Bugsy?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Right. George Bugs Moran. Gangsters love their nicknames.
Don't they?
Yeah.
Speaking of that there, Brando Menando, your turn.
All right. This is a good one.
Brando Argentina.
Right?
First.
Yes.
First recorded speed dating event was held in what year? First recorded speed dating.
What year did your parents meet?
Do you have some options for us?
So I'm going to go 1989.
Do you have some options?
1992, 1998, or how about 2005?
I'm going with 2005.
I'm going 92. I want to say I have childhood memories, adolescent memories of giggling about it. I seem to remember a lot of daytime TV, a lot of Amy's evening at the Improv, Carolyn's Comedy Hour, whatever, comedians with the big shoulder pads and the really crisp suits. A lot of brick wall backgrounds. Talking about the magic and artistry of ruining someone's life in 60 seconds or less. Which admittedly is kind of a relationship goal of mine.
Right?
I'm very good at it. So
Have you ever starched
I will
your
not share my
clothes?
secrets or my methodology.
Huh?
But yeah, I'm going 92.
92.
Shelly said second one. I said 2005, so I said D. Brandon's favorite. And D.
Yeah. All right. Ready for this?
Yeah.
The good news is I was alive, and it was in the year 1998.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so still
Huh.
the bad comedy, afternoon comedy shows and whatnot are applicable because they really just tapped out on fashion in like 90. They just kind of kept that going.
Well, here's an interesting
Awesome.
question. On average, how many marriage proposals are there on Valentine's Day? 100,000, 200,000, 300,000, or 220,000? How many? 100, 200, 300, or 220,000?
220.
Yeah? Brandon going with 220?
Totally.
I appreciate a certain cliche, so I'm going to say 100.
100? All right.
I'm going to say 100.
Mark
I'm going to say
says-
the lower number there as I play
Mark
with my
says
little
220.
ring.
Shane says 220. Brandon says 220. Imogen's going with 100. And the answer is
I'm going with the lower number.
220,000. Imagine.
Oh,
On average. Yeah, just on Valentine's
Yes.
Day, 220,000. Now, it doesn't say worldwide or countrywide, but survey-wide.
yeah.
Yeah. Back to you, Imogen.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All right. So, at the time of the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, in what state was Al Capone hiding out? Washington, Florida, New York, or California?
I'm going with New York.
I'll go Florida.
Oh, really? Well, that's the smart state. It's nice and warm there. Not much snow in Florida. Yeah, Brandon was right.
Florida does seem like a good place to be in a February, but
Yeah.
I mean, so does New York. I think
The only
anywhere
thing-
that you're not tied to a violent crime is a good place to be.
Yeah, Shelly's going with Florida.
Just saying.
The only worrisome thing of Florida is those
Florida man,
alligators.
yeah, Shelly's on the right track.
Yeah. If not for those, oh God,
Man.
yeah.
Okay, alligators are so cool.
Oh yeah. Until
Alligators
they're
are
not
just
like
awesome.
dogs.
Watching them
They're
until
cool
they're shooting
right
your
up
face
to-
off. I get it.
Yeah, that's right. Once they start doing that, we can't be friends.
Watching an 11-foot alligator swim slowly underneath the dock that I was standing on.
I like
And
Mark's
he's just
answer.
not caring. He's just sort of watching.
Oh,
and,
thanks.
yeah, he's just sort of watching the human up there.
Mhm.
They're
Shelley
so
says
chill. They're so patient. They're giant, terrifying dinosaurs.
Okay,
You know
what's
what?
the answer?
Yeah, Mark's answer. Capone spent a lot of time with. Yeah, the correct answer is actually Florida. Yes. Al Capone was chilling out on Palm Island in Florida. Hooray for an airtight alibi.
Woo!
Someone
nice
else can take the fall.
job. Right? What do you got for
All right. Here we go. This is a good one.
I know.
What percentage of coupled up men don't make plans in advance of Valentine's Day?
Men,
Okay.
all of them. It's 100%. Yeah.
Number.
They both. Yeah, I was waiting for you. Yeah, I was waiting for you. Oh, you didn't do it? Yeah, I didn't do it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know what you want.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Hi, Kaylee. Yes.
women get a lot of women get a lot of criticism for being indecisive, and men get a lot of criticism for lack of initiative. So,
Yeah.
I mean, this is just a fail mix, right?
Yeah, it is. Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna say 75. I'm a little more optimistic. I think that there are a lot of. I think that. I mean, I kind of want to say like 50% because I have a little bit more optimism because I've known a lot of really awesome dudes who are really proactive with their partners and really do give it a lot of thought. But I also don't know if that's the standard. so I'm just gonna say 75%, which seems to be an optimistic guess.
Very low hopes here on my end.
I'm not trying to be insulting.
Shane's like, you should know what we want. All right, what's the answer? I'm dying to know this one.
The answer is 64%.
64?
64! I would have been closer with 50.
99. Well, Mark was selling men pretty, he's given them a lot of benefit of the doubt there. 25%. Shane at 50. The answer was 64. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah. I say, that's what I say. Men are disappointing. Yeah. If you expect it, ain't happening. All right. So, is it my question now? Or Brendan's?
Yep.
Okay.
It's yours.
All right. How many heart-shaped boxes of chocolate are typically sold each Valentine's Day? Now, I'm thinking that this year with chocolate being at an all-time high, it's right up there with gold. One of the grocery stores I've seen, one hollow bunny for $42.99 at a superstore. Now, I don't know which province it was in. $42.99 for a hollow bunny. I would want to take that bunny and smash it off the person's head. It was like, what do you think you're doing? You're trying to rip somebody off for the poor Easter bunny? But anyhow, how many heart-shaped boxes are typically sold each Valentine's Day? So this would be a worldwide answer. Do you think it is 100 million? Do you think it is 500,000? Do you think it is 100,000? Or do you think it is 35 million? So 100 million, 500,000, 100,000, or 35 million. How many heart boxes of chocolate are sold each year?
I'm going to just say the biggest number. I'm just going to go with that.
35 million? Okay. Shelly's saying 35 million. Hey, Aunt Kim. Aunt Kim says 100 million. And Tim, hello, Tim. So Aunt Kim is watching up in Calgary. Tim Enthammer is watching in Guelph, Ontario, I believe. Friend of my dear friend Maurice. Mark is saying also 35 million. He's one of you guys' viewers. Welcome aboard, guys. Glad to see you on online tonight. It is our first episode that we so far we're on target to be on Rogers TV. We've had a few hiccups along the way with my pictures that weren't mine. I was using copyrighted things, and I hadn't known that until I was told. So all the pictures that you see in the backgrounds are all pictures I've taken myself, and we don't have to worry about those issues anymore. So what's your answer on that one? You said it was 35 million as well, and Brandon, you said what?
100 million.
100 million. All right. So the answer is 35 million. That is true. And Imogen, that means it's back to you. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that is a lot. That is a lot of. It's a lot of diabetes.
Right.
I'm just hearing my blood. I can hear my blood sugar rising thinking about it. That doesn't mean I'm not going to go and just eat like a truckload of candy. I'm going to go in my kitchen after and I'm going to make some fudge. And I'm going to eat beef jerky and fudge while I do other stuff for the rest of the night. So, actually, I've got a photo shoot tonight, and I'm going to be eating beef jerky and fudge. So, that's what I'm doing.
Well, I can tell you see that in our background, that mountain of snow? Everybody in Cape Breton needs a big box of chocolate just for all the energy so that we can keep continuing to dig ourselves out of this ice crypt that we're in. Anyway, go ahead with your next question.
All right. On February 14th, 2013, Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius shot and killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, a crime for which he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. In what Olympic sport did he compete? Was it the 100-meter swim, archery, running, or rowing?
Ooh, I was looking for an all-in-one. My right, Kayla, my arms are dead from shoveling. Bought chocolate today. Good, because chocolate is a good replenisher for energy, especially that quick energy. My God, we've all been through the snow marathon.
Yep.
Everyone, you won't find a Cape Bretoner that has a bone that's not sore. Every inch of us is sore. Every one of our bones is sore. If it's not been from shoveling, it's been from climbing through the snow, trying to get out of our house, trying to get to a road, or trying to get to a supplies, or trying to help a neighbor. It's just been one of those weeks that we hope we never see again here in Cape Breton. That's for sure. But for me, repeat that question again, Imogen.
All right. On February 14th, 2013, Olympic athlete Oscar Pistorius shot and killed his girlfriend, Riva Steenkamp, a crime for which he was sentenced to 6 years in prison. In what Olympic sport did he compete? Was it the 100-meter swim, archery, running, or rowing?
Rowing be popular.
Guy. Oh.
Yeah, I'm going to go rowing too. Oh, Kayla thinks
Seems
swimming.
unanimous that everyone's going with rowing. Oh, and swimming. Okay. 100-meter
Mark
swim.
committed last there with swimming. And Shane saying B too.
Archery.
So it's archery?
That's what I'm.
Yes. So, all right. The correct the correct answer is C, running. Oscar Pistorius was the first amputee runner to compete in the Olympics. He was nicknamed the Blade Runner due to his springy blade prosthetics. And if you look those up, it's actually a really wild step in prosthetic technology at the time because it looks like a curved blade. And so it actually gave a bit of
like a ski. I remember that.
Yes.
It was pretty cool.
Right. And a lot of people actually argued that it gave him an unfair advantage because they were specifically designed for speed. They're specifically designed for that extra spring. So he was a spring-loaded guy.
Well, here's a pro and con to that. I'd be like, well, go chop your leg off, stick one on, and come race with me.
Challenge accepted by the psychotic few. Yeah.
I'd be like, okay, you win the contest. I'm done.
Your dedication to the sport has gotten you the biggest participation trophy ever. It's not a participation ribbon, it's a trophy. It is the Stanley Cup of dedication.
Right?
I'm gonna fall off my yoga ball here, man.
Oh God, is it my turn again?
Spring-loaded.
Go ahead, Brendan. Oh God.
Since I'm doing hopefully I remember the question from the top of my head, but I think I got it. So here it is. What percentage of women buy all of the Valentines? The percentage. Now I got to guess the number again.
Okay. What percentage of women remember everything?
Women buy the Valentines.
I'm going to go with 78%. I have full faith in women. Yeah. What's your guess on this one there?
With the percent of dudes being proactive with plans and I'm going to say 70. I'm going to say 70. I like Tim's guess of 82%. That's very specific. Mark's saying 85. I'm saying 70.
Mm-hmm.
I'm of all the Valentines sold. Yeah, of all the Valentines sold. I think that there are some guys in there.
Donald wait with the safe bet. Yeah. Shane's saying 50. So what's yours was what? 60, did you say, Imogen? Or 70?
I'm saying 70.
70?
I think it's definitely the kind of thing that I think that women lean on cards more than guys do. But I do think that when it comes to Valentine's Day, a lot of guys kind of feel a little terrified of their girlfriends. And they know that at the very least they have to buy folded paper with some red designs on it. Because at the very, very, very least, that can convey something. Or at least that was before you could simply text an eggplant emoji with a question mark and babe, I love you. So
Right.
Valentine's has changed.
Right? Obligated. Well, would I prefer chocolate or a card? Maybe I would like a card taped to the chocolate. I want both. All right, what's the answer, Brendan?
The answer is 85%.
Wow, nice job on that, Mark. And nice
All right.
job. Close tip.
Mark's at
I said
85.
78. Yeah, pretty good. All right.
Yeah,
so
Mark was
next. That's pretty
accurate.
good. So this one should be fairly, I think this one's fairly, it's guessable. What brain chemical is known as the cuddle or love hormone? What
Oxytocin.
is the chemical? In the brain, that is the cuddle or love hormone. So Imogen says oxytocin. And does anybody else have a guess?
Yep.
A guess. I hope you don't have a guest.
Oxytocin works nicely when you get a nice endorphin and dopamine bump, and then the oxytocin kind of kicks in. It's also triggered during childbirth, which is the bonding chemical when delivery. Yeah, so during childbirth that can do that, but on a much smaller, lesser
well, you know what?
Scale of production. Yeah,
that's it, Imogen. You need to start lobbying the government to give out some oxytocin up in there. Never mind the fentanyl. You need to give out some oxytocin so that they're giving out some cuddle and some love.
Not to be confused with OxyContin. That's a very, very, very different thing.
The methadone program is over. The oxytocin look, world love. Here we go.
Oh yeah.
New program in effect. So Kim says dopamine, and Kayla says oxytocin. Mark says oxytocin, and give me that pill, right? Oxytocin for everybody.
Oh yeah. I want some oxy.
Yep. Right? No, not oxy. Oxytocin. Not the same. Dear God, it better not be the same. That'd be opioid. No, this is lovioid.
Right?
Yeah, not the same.
That's
sounds similar. So what do you think? So the answer is oxytocin. Good job.
Woo! Oh yeah. Yep. If y'all want a little love potion number 9, there's some ways of triggering oxytocin in another person. And if you really want to develop an affectionate bond, then understanding how to trigger that in your partner or prospective partner, whatever, whoever you're trying to cast a spell on, that's the button to do it.
Well, I know we got to wait to do it down
Here's a
here.
little witchcraft for you.
This thing, but I can tell you, it got not much to do with oxytocin, but because we're now this is the show Rogers TV, we won't dare say that it sounds like something like they have in Newfoundland, like mummers. But anyway.
Language.
It's now time for the out-of-town scoreboard, brought to you by Marking Machine. Whether metal
always
or
good
plastic, Marking can remake, mill, drill.
Update your skills. Okay. So,
Brandon's on the air. Go ahead.
All right. The poem titled Parliament of Fowls, which I'm sure I'm pronouncing it wrong, because it is an old-timey kind of thing, is commonly believed. Oh, Brandon. All right. The poem titled Parliament of Fowls is commonly believed to be the first written record depicting Valentine's Day as a romantic day. Who wrote it? Was it Geoffrey Chaucer, John Keats, William Shakespeare, or Jane Austen?
Now, those I've heard all of.
Right?
I'm going to go with Jane Austen.
Viable.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
All right. The question and options again are is Brandon back?
I should say 8 o'clock tonight.
No!
Now on into the NHL. We got a couple games on the go now. The Minnesota Wild have a 2-1 lead over the Pittsburgh Penguins. The New York Rangers.
All right. We cut Brendan. Sorry, Brendan.
Around here, we celebrate Valentine's Day with verbal abuse.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The poem titled Parliament of Fowls is commonly believed to be the first written record depicting Valentine's Day as a romantic day. Who wrote it? Geoffrey Chaucer, John Keats, William Shakespeare, or Jane Austen?
Thanks, Donald. Yes, God bless Atlantic Canada. You guys watching Super Bowl on Sunday? Dear God, no. I'd need to be pinned down and I'd need to be snowstormed again, imprisoned. Never. Shelley says Chaucer. Not a football fan. My husband might.
We have a couple of Jane Austens. We have a Chaucer. What was your guess?
My guess was Jane Austen as well. Now, I seen on the news.
You're going Jane Austen?
Yeah, really halftime. Halftime, I probably will watch that, I gotta say. What about you, Imogen? Do you watch the Super Bowl?
I do not. Every once in a while, I'll check out the halftime show, sort of, but that's only after the fact when I've heard a little mumbling about it, and that's more out of curiosity. Like when Michael Jackson did the halftime shows, it was absolutely brilliant. The choreography and the choreography behind it and everything that went into it was a wild thing, which is kind of what got me interested in the halftime shows. But I'm not a fan of the sport, so
I know. I don't like
Usher's going to be on.
But yeah, Usher's going to be on. I gotta say, between the food and the performances, that is what. So that's what I was going to talk about. I seen on the news today there was an inflatadome, and inside this big inflatadome or Palladium, whatever it was, it blew up and it looked like the stadium for the football field, and it had all the different little sections inside of it for food, and it was about the size of a kiddie pool. So if you were going to have a party and celebrate game night, it looked like the coolest inflatadome thing you'd ever want to have for your sports night. Just saying. Yeah.
Oh wow, that's so insane.
Ooh, Alicia Keys and Usher.
Cool.
It is.
Alicia
You
Keys
can't
is
go wrong
interesting.
watching the entertainment.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. All right. Well, the correct answer is actually it's Chaucer.
Time to look back at the first period with Brandon Hauk here, and it's brought to you by.
That's brought to you by. Sorry, Brando. So it was Chaucer after all.
You're working for the other side,
right?
Curse you, Brandon.
Yeah, you can hit us if you can reach us, Brandon.
Yeah.
Imogen's in Victoria Island, and I'm in Cape Breton Island, and Brendan's in Brooks, Alberta. So yeah, he hasn't got a crow's chance in heck.
Right?
Right?
Good luck.
Right? Well, now we know. Yeah, I didn't know that either. Excellent. All right, so we will unmute and see if Brandon's ready to.
It's coming up next.
No, he is. Oh, maybe. All right, I think he's ready to play again. You ready to go, Brandon? Are you queuing for? No, he's looking busy. Okay. The love goddess Aphrodite was said to be born from what? What product was Aphrodite born from? Does anybody know? I'm not going to give any guesses because it just gave me the straight up answer.
What product?
Yeah. What? The love goddess Aphrodite was said to be born from what? What was she born from?
A Mustang in California Airway, a Jeep in Rocky Mountain.
She was born from love.
Right? Rub a little Aphrodite here, a little aphrodisiac. You're good to go.
It suits you.
Yeah, that should be born from the same thing everything is. A really good time. She's doing some fun. Sue Johansson is smiling upon us right now.
She is. Well, I can tell you that this particular thing, if you have too much fun in something particular, then this could be made. So it's an unusual blend of how something can be made into someone from this. Into that.
That sounds horrifying. That sounds absolutely horrifying.
I won't torture you further. So it's seafoam. Seafoam. Imagine. Yeah. Now there's ways where you can make seafoam. I'm not saying they're good,
That sounds horrible. It genuinely does. It sounds truly horrible.
Well, I didn't say to try it, right? No, it's not the way I'd want to be, born. All right, what do you got for us? Because Brandon seems that he's got business from Uranus testicles. May as well be.
Brandon's at work.
Right?
Okay.
Brandon, why are you actually working at work? You should.
Why am I working? Oh, I gotta make sure the mic's off.
Are you-
Okay, good. What's that?
Are you
This is how
back?
Brandon doesn't get fired. He's such a good worker.
Are
He
you back
does
yet?
double down.
I'm just about back in 10 seconds. Countdown.
All right, we can give him 10,
8,
9. It's
7,
like a countdown.
6,
Countdown for Brandon.
5,
Can we?
4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go play
Woo!
hockey right now.
Those are some seriously
Yeah.
stretched out seconds there, Brandon. Is that what you just do up in Brook to make time go slower? Does that help the grass grow faster too?
Yeah, it helps it grow fast. Right on time. It was perfect. He was right on. Oh, yeah.
Oh, thank God I'm
All
not
right.
on Brooks' time.
So,
My
what's up?
God.
Oh, sorry.
It's your turn.
Oh, my turn.
Yeah.
You
we
need
waited-
a question.
waited
Ask
long
us a
enough.
Where
question.
was I? Okay. All right. How much money do Americans spend on chocolate for Valentine's Day each year? Is it A, 2 billion, B, 1 billion, C, 3 billion, or D, 5 billion?
I'll go with 3 billion. I think you said that one.
Kalen was looking high glove that time.
Yeah, that-
Way to start a second period. From Sherwood Park.
what are the options again?
The corner where Hicks will paddle.
2 billion, 1 billion,
Okay.
3 billion,
Okay.
or 5 billion?
Okay. So
I'm
Mark
gonna
said
say
3
5.
billion. Yes, he's a sports announcer for the Brooks Bandits, the hockey team. His local hockey team, and they just merged into a new league with BC.
HL. Now I get to play Imogen's team.
Oh, the fight would be on. All right. So yeah,
You
Mark
can
said 3
have
billion.
'em.
Shane's okay. And Kim is 1 billion. Shelly is 2 billion. Laura Nito 5 billion, and Shane 1 billion. I said 3 billion. What'd you say, Imogen?
I said 5.
5.
I said 5.
All right.
I'm thinking there's a lot going on.
Brandonian from Brooks, Alberta. What's the answer?
The answer is 1 billion.
Ooh. So
Fun.
Kim got it. Shane got it.
Ah,
A couple of winner
fake
chicken dinners on that.
out.
All right. How many people typically buy a Valentine's for their pet? For your
Awesome.
pet. I mean, and honestly, some of us are probably like, well, she's like, I like my pet more than I like most people. So maybe the number's bigger. Who knows? So the choices are 5 billion, 6 billion, 8 billion, or 9 billion. 5, 6, 8, or 9 billion people buy Valentine's every year for their pets. What's the number?
I'm going to go all 5 billion.
5 billion for Brandon. What do you think there, Imogen?
You know, I think I'm a little more disappointed in people on this one, and I'm gonna say it's like one of the lower numbers, because even though like pets as family members and children and having that care is growing and very much increasing, I still think not enough people actually have that level of even in a comedic way, having like dinner dates with your pet. Like I have dinner dates with Morbo all the time. I've had on a nice day, I'll have
Is
breakfast with him
Morbo
out on the
around?
patio, and I'll make him a little breakfast. I'll put him in his little. Pardon?
Is Morbo in the area? Can you show
Is
everybody
what?
Morbo? Is Morbo close? Can you show everybody Morbo?
He
If he's not
is-
close,
I will grab
Yeah.
him. Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
Just off
grab-
camera.
you've got to see Morbo. Honestly, Imogen's got the coolest cat. Morbo Fish Paws? Is that his name? Yeah. He's got his own
That
TikTok.
is Morbo Fish Paw.
Yeah, Morbo Fish Paw. And he
Yeah.
is a hairless cat. Look at him. Look at that handsome little boy.
Yep.
Hi, Marbo. Oh my God. I just think he's so
He
cute.
just woke up.
Hi, buddy. He reminds me of an Egyptian cat. Coolest dog ever.
Yep.
Yeah. Coolest. Like, when you look at Morbo, all I see is Egyptian. Egyptian, old, medieval animal, you know?
His little heart-shaped
And even
nose.
tiny.
He has a heart-shaped nose.
Yeah, he does.
He has a heart-shaped nose.
Aw. I know,
Yeah,
he's a
the only-
hairless cat.
The only hair that he has is a little bit of the white fuzz on his face that actually makes like a little leaf shape. It's a little hard to see on camera, but it's a little like maple leaf kind of star shape on his face. And then he's got like this little cream colored fuzz right here.
Oh.
So it kind of looks like weird little eyebrows or something.
Oh yeah. I think
And
Imogen,
in the
did
winter. Yeah, in the
you dress Morbo up, don't you? You and Morbo go in costume together, if I remember right. Yeah. So
absolutely.
you
Yeah.
got to make sure you're paying attention to Imogen and Morbo's page, because there's some seriously matching outfits going on between the two of them, and it is absolutely adorable. Hey, buddy, you mama's baby. Oh my God. Yeah. Love Morbo.
Yep.
All right. Whose turn is it for a cat or for a question?
Good boy.
We all want a Morbo. Give us my turn.
22nd, 2 on 1.
Oh, mine. I got to give you the answer. The answer is 9.
Yes.
9 million people buy Valentines for their pets. That's a big high number, and I thought it would be. Well, we have time
That
just
is
for
pretty
one more
cool.
question. Who's ending the show tonight? Who's doing the outro and the last question now?
Brandon, you missed a question because you were on the air. What do you got for us?
Okay. All right. Here's your question. What is the Guinness World Record for the longest marriage ever recorded?
Ooh, that sounds like the
dear.
Guinness World Record for the longest
How many
suffering on
years?
record.
Yeah, that
The longest
Ooh.
2 people have suffered in silence together and pretended to be happy. No, just
tolerated each other.
kidding.
They have enjoyed each
Oh.
other's company night after night after night after night.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Longest marriage.
I'll go with 80 years. My Kim says 100. My answer is 80.
I like Kim's rationale on that one.
Mhm.
There's some very, very old people
Ooh.
to have 100-year-old marriage.
True. Yeah. Shane's
But
going with 80.
to be fair, the world's oldest people, I mean, there are people documented as being comfortably over 100 years old. I mean,
And Howard battling in the corner. I forgot his
yeah,
legs
my grandparents were married for like almost 80 years when they passed, which is pretty amazing. It's pretty phenomenal.
It is.
Fitzpatrick.
Yeah, it's actually kind of a funny little story of my grandmother. She was a bit of an artist. She liked her sketching and her watercolors. And she's Roman Catholic, not aggressively, so not preachy. She had her very quiet practice. I liked when she got older, when the Alzheimer's kicked in, and she would get repetitive and tell stories. One things I would do when she would start down the grandma loops, as I called it, is I would ask her a question, already knowing the answer, and she would start telling the story, and I'd go, "Oh, it'd be super cool. Can you imagine if this amazing thing happened?" And she would go, "Oh," and every single time she's like, "That's exactly what happened." Well, when she was I know it's just made her day, but it would also kind of get her out of the repetitive loop. And I don't know if that would work with anyone else, but it worked with my grandma a lot of the time. It kind of helped knock her off the cyclic track of repetition. But she, at one time, when she was in her, I don't know, it was in the 60s, I guess, she took an art class. And she took a drawing class. She wanted to brush up her skills. and she was very much a housewife. She worked a little bit, but she was primarily a housewife, 6 kids, whatever. And her husband, my grandfather, he's like, and he really encouraged this. He says, take a class, like we can afford it. Take a class. Don't be so worried about, the kids have everything. Take a class. She took a class. Day 1, she's got her little easel. They've got their little sketchbooks. They're ready. In walks this male model in his robe. He drops the robe for everyone to see and to take it in and to draw. And my sweet little Roman Catholic grandma was so positively scandalized the sight of a naked man who was not her husband. Every time she told the story, she had the same indignation. She goes, when he dropped that robe, I tell you what, Imogen, I got right up, I put my book down, and I walked right out of there. That was not appropriate.
Oh, see, that's a different story than my grandmother. My grandmother, Addie Legion, years ago, they come in, the soldiers, and they wear like a kilty thing on, when they're dressed up in their clothing on Remembrance Day. Well, my grandmother was sitting at the table, and I told her, hey, Nanny, I lifted up the kilt, and it's exactly as you had pictured it. Nothing underneath. And boy, my grandmother was absolutely delighted. Yes, she was.
I loved teasing my grandma about that. I would say to her, I'm like, Grandma, that was in the 60s, and you remember it pretty well to this day. Are you sure you didn't, it's okay to look. It's an art class after all. You're all professionals. And anytime I do that, she's like, oh, and she would look at her husband like, I swear I didn't, right? She was always like, no, like, just no. Yes.
Yes. Aunt Kim, you would have loved to have been there. It was her and Aunt Kay, and it was at the Pier Legion, and it was, oh my God, that's a good 25 plus years ago. All I can say is it was definitely a day for memories. So what's the answer on that one?
The answer is 86 years, 290.
Ooh. Wow. We had so many people close. Laura, you were the closest at 88. Shelly not too far off with 99, but Shane was good with 80. Same answer I said. So we did pretty good on that one. Guys, thanks so much for tuning in to the Valentine's Trivia Show. We're going to be every week, different show, different theme, but it's always going to be trivia. So join along. Now we're doing on Rogers TV, and God knows where you'll see us next. Have a great night. Thanks for tuning in. You bet.
I know your friends with what you just learned.